Hello everybody, and welcome to the fourth part of my story. It's time to dive right back into this. And I'm pretty much a little bit more prepared this time. Alrighty, part 4, the Soldu saving strategy. I could feel Latios and I being dragged across the ground. It hurt, but it wasn't as bad as being shocked by the net. I look over to Latios and see how hurt he was. It made me feel very bad inside. In fact, I felt so bad that I started to cry. Latios notices my tears and starts to talk to me. Mike, are you alright? No, I'm not. I feel awful, just awful. I let you and your sister down, Latios. I'm sorry. I'm one to blame too. What? You didn't do anything wrong. I was the one who tried a stupid plan that didn't work. Your first plan did, though. Well, yes, it did. But I didn't want to force you to do it again if you didn't want to. Well, I feel very guilty for not going with it again. I should have let you do it. If you did, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. Well, that's okay. I just hope my Latias is alright. I bet she is physically, but I know that she's incredibly scared on the inside. Yes, wherever she is, I know that she's safe. From at least the thieves, anyway. Look, will you shut up? I don't care if you have the ability to talk to it. It's just getting annoying. I'm sorry. I thought I had the privilege to talk to my friend. I'm not dealing with you right now. Oakley takes out the net gun and pushes the button on the side of it. The button causes the electric nets to turn on and shock us. Both Latios and I scream out in pain once more. Hearing Latios' scream hurts me more than the net's shock. I don't know how much more I can take. I feel like I'm going to faint. Hey, stop hurting Latios before he gets severely injured. Ooh, yeah, he's right. We can't use him as a power supply if he's dead. If you're going to use the DMA, he's going to be. Stop what you're doing right now. My God, this rat doesn't know when to give up. Fine, I won't use the net to shock you two anymore. Something isn't right. I could have sworn that she would have turned the net on again, but instead she says she isn't. Espeon used its psychic attack on me again. The pain felt so bad I could not help but to yell again. Latios looked over to me to make sure I was alright. I could hear both of the crooks laugh at me as I screamed in pain. I'm sorry to say, Mike, but I think it would be best if you don't talk to me right now. All those two will do is hurt you if you do. I nodded him. He was right. I should stop talking to him, even though I wanted to very badly. These two are jealous of my ability to communicate with Pokemon. If I continue to talk to Latios, then their jealousy will get worse and cause anger. Then they will take their anger out on me by hurting me. I don't think that's very fair if you ask me. After about 5 minutes of getting dragged on the ground, we were about halfway to the museum where the DMA was located. I needed to find a way to get me and Latios out of the nest. I tried to think of something, but I was distracted by the thieves talking to each other. Finally, the rats shut up. I was getting really annoyed with them. So how much farther till we get there? I think we're just about here. Are you kidding? This is just a bunch of scrunched buildings. We're supposed to head down to the center of the city. Relax, I'm getting to it. I know where we're going. No, you don't, or else you would have gotten there by now. I knew that I should have led the way. All I heard from that point on was unclear bickering, so I stopped listening and started to whisper to Latios. Hey, Latios. He looks over to me with a face. The expression was either tired or sad. It was probably even both. Yes, Mike, what is it? I've been thinking about how to get out of the nets. Have you got any ideas? Yes, I know your abilities well, so I know this is going to work. I know the moves you know are strong, so they can slice through the net. But try using your Dragon Claw on the net. That'll slice through it like butter. But Mike, I can't do that. Sorry, my paws are strapped to my sides by the net. I can't move them. Oh, well, then let's try Luster Purge. Sorry, Mike, I can't do that either. I'm far too weak to do any of my moves right now. Not even Dragon Breath? No. Or even Psychic? Not even a simple move like that. I have no energy. I'm surprised I didn't faint from all this, to be honest. I guess we're going to be stuck in here then. My bad. Alright. I tried to think of another way to get out of the nets. The thieves at this time all they were doing was arguing and dragging us along the road again. I thought I would plan for a moment and reach into my pocket to see if it could be done. In my pocket, I felt a cold piece of metal. I knew exactly what this was, too. It was the dagger. Yes! I still have my dagger with me. I'm getting me and Latios out of here. With the dagger, I could try to cut the net myself. I had the room to do it, and I could move my arms and my body a little bit, so I was pretty sure this could work. I looked around to see where I should begin to cut the netting. I suggested cutting Latios' first net that he was wrapped around him. It will be a lot easier than cutting the outer net first. I started to cut his net, and he looked at me with a concerned face. Mike, what are you doing? It's Latios. I'm cutting the nets so we can get out of here. Please, try to stay still. It felt like me holding the dagger the way I should while cutting wasn't quite getting me anywhere. I tried putting support on the blade by putting my index finger on it. When I did that, though, I felt an electric shock from the net, and it hurt pretty badly. Latios did not, however, get any shock from this. That looked like it hurt. Are you alright? Yeah, I am, but I feel pain again. I think the metal from the dagger conducted electricity, and when you touched the metal blade, the shock went to you. Well, then, I won't touch the blade again. I'll just hold the ropes instead. Good idea. Now hurry. We're almost at the DMA. The holding the ropes tactic I was using was very effective. I was cutting the ropes like I was cutting a thin piece of steak. I cut a good amount of ropes until there was a hole in the net. Latios at last had some room to move around. I noticed that he was trying to remove the net completely. Latios, no! Don't remove the net! We need to make it look like we're still captured. Why is that? If we escape now, the thieves will feel that the net grew lighter. Then they will know that we got away. If we wait until they let go of the net, then we have a better chance of getting away. Alright, I won't move. I started to cut my way out of the last net. I need to make even a larger hole than the last time because this net was trapped around both of us. We were right in front of the museum at this time, so I needed to hurry with the cutting. I cut as fast as I could without messing up. I was just about done when the net stopped moving completely. I stopped cutting the last few wires as I was working on and hid my dagger in my pocket. The thieves walked over to us to make sure that we were still captured. I acted like I was still in incredible pain by tightly shutting my eyes and holding my body. The thieves smiled with evil grins and walked over to the DMA to inspect it. We're finally here at last! Yes, this is the DMA that controls everything around the island. I can't wait to operate it! As the thieves continued to talk to each other, I finished with cutting the netting. Everything was all set. I look at Latios and tell him that I was finished. Okay, all set. The wires are cut. Great. Should we leave now? No, not yet. I know how much you want to leave, but I know that they'll catch us if we go now. I'll give a signal to tell you when it's alright. Got it. I then look at the thieves to see what they were doing. They were staring at the DMA with examining looks. They were walking around while inspecting it too. I knew the perfect time to escape now. When the thieves go around behind the DMA, they won't be able to see us. All I had to do was wait until they did. I stared at them for a few minutes. I was beginning to think they weren't going to go behind the DMA at all. After another minute of talking, Annie points to something in the back of the mechanism, and they both go behind it. Now! Both Latios and I lifted the nets and they came off completely. I ran towards the exit with Latios flying right beside me. In a matter of 15 seconds, we were out of the museum. Don't stop now, Latios. We need to get out of here as far as possible. We ran down a few alleys and started to slow our pace. I was so relieved that Latios and I escaped. We made it. We escaped them. I look at Latios to see that he looked disturbed. I was just about to say something when he cut me off. We have to go back. What? Why? We just barely got out of there. We are safe, but the Soldu is not. Oh no, I forgot about that. We must go back and retrieve it. It is my duty as the guardian of Altomare to keep the island and its treasure safe. You're right. I came here to stop the crisis, and that means I need to go take back the Soldu. No matter if it means I could get captured. Let's go. I really didn't want to go back, to be honest. I didn't want to take the risk of Latios becoming captured again. but I really have no choice. Even though the thieves cannot power the mechanism without Latios' energy, that doesn't mean that the island is safe. They still have the Soldu, and that is a big danger for everyone on the island, including the Latias. Every second that goes by with the Soldu being in their possession makes the risk of having it break become worse. The Soldu is just as important as Latias and Latios. It's what keeps their home alive, after all. We started to head back the way we came. I was looking left and right to see if Annie and Oakley were near, but I didn't see anything. The streets looked very quiet, a little too quiet. I thought there would be at least some nocturnal Pokemon around the area, but I didn't see any of them even. Do they even know that their home is in danger? By the looks of it, probably no. As we were walking near a canal, I stopped and looked in the water. Where are all the Pokemon around here? I'm not sure. Probably sleeping. All of them? Well, it is late, Mike. It looks like it's past midnight now that I see the moon. I kneeled down along the canal and put my hand in the water. I was trying to get any fish Pokemon's attention. Mike, what do you do? Ah! I look behind me and see that Latios is captured in another shock net. I was incredibly scared. I immediately ran over to Latios to see if he was alright. He looked at me with a face that was just as scared as mine. Latios! Oh no, not again. Don't worry, I'll cut you free. Mike, look out behind you! What? Smack! My vision suddenly went black. I had no idea what was going on anymore. I was even more scared now for many reasons. This feeling is like one I had before. The same feeling that got me to the past. Could I be going back to my own time? Oh, I really hope not. That would leave Latios, Latias, and the whole island in danger. Of all times to head back to the future, how would it have to be now? I started to wake up. All I could feel, besides the feeling of being scared to death, was an enormous pain in my head. My vision was blurry like the last time I got knocked out. I noticed that it was dark around me. I also noticed a red and white figure above me. Mike, oh please wake up, Mike. I sat up and looked to my left. I noticed Latias levitating beside me. Mike, you're alive! Oh, thank heavens you're alive! What? Are you alright? How's your head? Do you need anything to drink? Latias was asking so many questions at once that I didn't know which one to answer first. I'm okay, Latias, thank you. I look around me as my vision cleared and noticed I was still at Alto Mare. I guess I didn't go back to my own time after all. What just happened to me? Oh, it was just so awful. I saw the whole thing. Those two thieves captured my brother. What? How come I'm not captured with them? If I tell you, it might scare you. Do you want me to anyway? Yes, I want to know what happened. Wait, how do you know that your brother was captured? I saw you and my brother walking down the canal. I was just about to go over to you when one of the thieves used another net. Instead of turning invisible, I hid behind the roof of a building. Another one of the thieves whacked you on the top of the head, and you passed out. Oh, it was just too horrible to watch. So that's how I got knocked out. But it gets worse. Huh? After they did that, they picked you up and threw you into the canal. They thought that would get rid of you. Oh, it was just awful. Oh, my, then, how am I still here? I waited about half a minute for them to leave. I thought it was too late by then. I dove into the water and put you on top of my back. I then tried to fly as far from the spot as I could without getting tired. So what you're saying is, you saved me? She gave me a great big smile with tears in her eyes. Yes, I did. Wow. Thank you so much, Latias. I owe you one. I get up and give Latias a big hug. This isn't what I meant by owing her one, but I wanted to give her a hug anyway. Oh, it's definitely my pleasure. It must have been pretty hard for you to carry me all the way here. I'm pretty heavy. Oh, yes, it was. I think it was because of my size. I'm not very big. But you're cute. I think your small size is one of the many things that makes you cute. Latias giggled when I said that. I smiled at her and started to laugh myself. Even though this was one of those silly moments, now was not the time to be having one. Latios is still captured by the thieves, and by this time they must be at the DMA by now. Who knows what things are going to happen if Latias and I don't get going to save him. Meanwhile, at the DMA, Annie and Oakley drag Latios into the museum. They walk over to the DMA and drop Latios off near the mechanism. On the ground where Latios is, there are several circles engraved in the ground that are around him. Stop what you're doing right now! You don't know what you're getting into! Ugh, you're just like that rat, who is no longer a threat to us now. Lorenzo and Bianca are both at the DMA with Danny and Oakley, but only as prisoners. They're both strapped to the wall securely by Oakley's Ariados' silk. Lorenzo looked like he was very angry with the thieves. Bianca was stuck beside him with a very scared look on her face. It looked like she didn't want to see what was going to happen to Latios. What do they mean by rat? I think they're talking about Mike. Hey, you better not have done anything to that boy! That rat was getting in the way of our plans. He deserves the things that we did to him. What did you do? Let's just say he went for his last swim. What? Oh my gosh! Did you think Mike is... Let us hope not. Latios heard the conversation inside with sadness. Oh, Mike, you've done so much for us. You told us this was going to happen. You're a great human, Mike. I really hope you're still alive. Oakley looks over to Annie, who is holding the soldo as if it was her most prized possession. Hey, I need the soldo. What? No, I'm not done holding it yet. Just give me it! Oakley takes the soldo out of Annie's hands. She then walks over to the part of the DMA that looks similar to the soldo's original sand. With an evil smile, she puts the soldo in his sand. The soldo falls and locks into place. With the soldo in its place, the DMA reveals another part of the mechanism, the control center. The door of the control center lifts up and Annie climbs inside. That should be Oakley, my bad. I thought I corrected that. Shame on me. This should be Oakley, my bad. Remember, Oakley gets into the control center. That is a writer's fail, and I apologize. Comment at the bottom, please. I would love to hear it. Anyway, as Oakley climbs inside the control center, then by pushing a button on the inside, she activates the DMA. As the activation is taking place, the circles around Latios lift up and lift him with it. While in the air, the rings circle around him and gather Latios' energy. With the soldo in place and with the Eon energy gathered, the DMA is ready to be operated. Latios, who remains inside the rings, cries out to stop what Oakley is doing. What the hell? Epic fail, epic fail. Anyway. Stop! Oh, please stop! You're going to destroy the entire island! Oh, please stop. To Oakley, Latios' screams and cries don't mean anything to her, whether she could understand him or not. She continued on with her devious plan. Alright, now it's time to give this island a makeover. Before I continue, I apologize. Call this behind the scenes. I'm going to say this flat out. I must have proofread this about 20 times, and I did not notice that. I don't even know why I wrote Annie there. Like, because it says Oakley at the beginning of the paragraph, then it says Annie. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. Deep breath. Once again, I apologize. Scold me for not correcting that. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled program. I can't even talk. Back on the other side of Alto Mare. After the praising of Latias saving my life, and the silly moment, Latias and I walked towards the museum. I couldn't quite run yet because of my hurting head. I suddenly felt as if my thanks were enough to Latias, so I wanted to thank her again. Latias. Yes, Mike? I want to say thank you again for saving me. I smile at her. Oh, you're most certainly welcome. I couldn't let anything happen to you. I will still owe you one by saving your brother and getting back the soldo, no matter what it takes. Thanks, Mike. Oh, I hope he's okay. I bet he's tired and scared, but I will not allow him to get injured. I also hope we can get to the DMA in time before they turn it on. So do I. After I said that, I suddenly heard strange clanking noises. I stopped in my tracks and completely and started to listen to it. Latias noticed I stopped moving and came over to me. Is something wrong? Listen to that noise. What could that be? Latias listens for a moment. She was just about to say something to me when something caught her eye. Ah! Mike, look behind you! I turn around quickly and put up my fist, thinking that it was another surprise attack. It was something completely different from it. What was happening was metal poles were coming out from the ground on the sides of the buildings. By remembering another part of the movie, I knew exactly what was going on, and it started to scare me. Oakley using the power of the DMA was causing these poles to appear. These poles acted as roadblocks, blocking all alleyways from any access. This means that now Latias and I only had one route to the museum, and I suddenly had the feeling it was going to be dangerous. Okay, so I put Oakley there. Ugh. Sorry, I can't get over that. Nor will I, even after I'm done reading to this part. Anyway. Now by using the DMA, I will look around the entire island. As Oakley looks around Alto Mare, she notices Mike and Latias together looking around the area. Seeing this causes her to become quite angry. What? The rat's alive? But how? He's at the bottom of the canal unconscious. What? Mike's alive? Granddad, did you hear that? Yes, I did. And that's wonderful news. The boy made it. I had a feeling he would. Latios, even though he doesn't show it physically, is happy for Mike. The feeling of happiness went away shortly, though, because of his pain. As he struggles to prevent fainting, the energy within him continues to be drained. Oh, Mike, thank goodness you are alive. I praise that you are, but please hurry up and get to the museum before it's too late. Bianca and Lorenzo just sit in the web prison without any hope to get out. However, Bianca comes up with one idea that might do something. Latios, you must open your eyes and show Latias what's happening. Show her what you are seeing. Latios hears Bianca's idea and tries to open his eyes for sight-sharing. He struggles to do so because of the pain he's going through. After about 10 seconds of trying, he manages to open his eyes. They start to glow bright white, and sight-sharing begins. Oh my, how did all the streets get blocked off? I don't know, but I'm very scared now. Me too. Oh, I feel something. What? Feel what? I turn over to Latias and notice that her eyes are glowing bright white. This glow was the same glow that I saw yesterday in the garden. This meant that sight-sharing was about to happen. Your brother's trying to show you something. Oh my, I can't even begin to think what trouble he might be seeing. My vision suddenly turned again. Instead of seeing the road we were on, I saw the museum. What else I saw from Latios' sight shocked and frightened me very much. Bianca and Lorenzo were stuck to the wall by some sort of web. I didn't even know that those two were in danger. That made me think of what the crook said before I jumped at him at the well. Do you think we've trapped those two up for good? Yes, now we have that rat to take care of. At first, when they said that, I thought they meant that they captured Latias and Latios, but I knew that wasn't true because I knew that wasn't true at the time because I saw both the Latias go to the big tree to sleep. I had no idea that they knew that Bianca and Lorenzo were associated with the Latias. But how? It was probably the work of another stupid spy camera. They used it to find them, and now they are captured. Could anything else go wrong? What I saw next from sight-sharing made the answer to that question a yes. I saw Annie, Eriados, and Espion standing next to and staring at the DMA. And when I saw the DMA, I saw that it was being used by Oakley. Oh my god, they're using the DMA! I knew for a fact after I saw Oakley controlling the DMA that she was the one who made those metal bars appear to block our path. She was using the DMA to make it easier to capture both of us. The poles would be no problem for Latias because she can fly, but I know that she wouldn't want to leave me alone by myself. I could hear Oakley's voice through the sight-sharing. I didn't know why, though. It sounded like she was chanting or something. Alright, I need some assistance to aid me in my capture of Latias. Aerodactyl, Kabutops, rise! What? What are you doing? You're going to tear the island apart if you do that. There's no stopping me from getting what I want. No kidding. The fossils at the museum ground were the remains of Aerodactyl and Kabutops that attacked the city in the first crisis. Those fossils were now glowing and having magical sparks come from them. Soon the fossils turned into the real Pokemon, bringing them both back to life. Excellent. Now, Aerodactyl, Kabutops, go get me that Latias and destroy that human is with her. Ah, oh my gosh. Oh no. I can't keep my eyes open anymore. Sorry. Hurry and get to the museum, both of you. Please be careful. The sight sharing suddenly ended and my vision returned to normal. Looking at what Oakley just did made me think of the amount of trouble Latias and I were in. Latias, we need to get out of here and over to the museum right now. Latias, are you okay? I looked at Latias and saw that her eyes were tightly shut with fright. It made me feel so bad to see her like this. This is awful. Just awful. My brother is hurt, and now our home is about to be destroyed. Latias, please don't cry. We'll find a way out of this, I promise. Really? Yes. I won't let anything bad happen to you or your brother. This has gone too far. Now, we can't keep staying in this one spot. We need to run to the museum as soon as possible before those two evil Pokemon get us. Eek! Oh no, I forgot about that. Let's go. I'll be right behind you. We started again towards the museum, with no sign of Kabutops or Aerodactyl yet. We had to keep running, though, in case they did find us. Soon I saw light a little forward ahead. There was a flying figure in the middle of it. And that was Aerodactyl, alright, and he was going to attack us. It's a Hyper Beam Blast! Look out! The beam was shot at us, and it was about to hit Latias. I pushed her out of the way, and the beam missed both of us. Wow, Mike, you saved me! I did, but we're still not even, though. I still need to save your brother. Aerodactyl was charging up another blast. I needed to attack him myself somehow. If only I had my Pokemon with me. Wait, I do! Latias, use Dragon Breath on Aerodactyl. What? Please do it, Latias. I know you hate to fight, but you really need to in order to keep us both alive. Now please use Dragon Breath before we get blasted. Okay. Latias used the move, and it hit Aerodactyl with incredible force. The move also caused Aerodactyl to become paralyzed. He stopped flying and fell into the water. Awesome, Latias, you did it. Wow, I did. I felt as if I was a trainer again. I was telling Latias what moves to use, as if she was my Pokemon. It felt a little awkward, but the tactic was working. I had to keep going with it. We continued to run towards the museum. We're about 3/4 of the way there when another obstacle got in our way. It was Kabutops. He did not look too happy either. I immediately thought of a move before he attacked. Latias, use Mist Ball! Okay! She used the move with passion this time. It was a direct hit on Kabutops, and he too was knocked into the water. Nicely done, Latias. Now let's get going. We're almost there. We ran until we got to the front of the museum. We were here at last. Of course those two failed to capture them. Well, now it's time to do this my way. Oakley waved her hands in a wave-like motion. Then she moved her hands like she was spinning something. Let's see how much you two love to swim with this! We were right in front of the museum's front steps when something caught my eye. Water was coming out of the canal and rushing towards us. Latias saw the same thing as I did and froze in fright. I was frozen too. Ah! The water! It's coming towards us! Hang on tight, Latias. We held on to each other and expecting the wave to bowl us over. It did not, however. Instead, the water surrounded us in a giant cyclone. The cyclone grew to about 15 feet tall. This was about to flush us out, that's for sure. And who knows what'll happen if both of us get caught in it. Latias, I think it would be best if you used Psychic! I was very surprised to see that Latias would think of a move to use by herself. She doesn't usually like to use them. I guess she was only using the move to help and save me. That is so like her. As she used the move, the cyclone started to slow down. It kept slowing down until it was stopped completely. The water suddenly fell to the ground with a giant splash. Wow, that was amazing! Great job, Latias. Thank you very much. Now let's get inside. Hurry before Oakley attacks us again. Alright. We ran up the stairs and went into the entrance. We made it to the room with the DMA at last, and inside it seemed like Annie and the Pokemon were waiting for us. I didn't take any chances with them. Latias, use Dragon Breath one more time. She did as instructed and used the move on Annie and the Pokemon. All three of them were suddenly paralyzed and couldn't move. Wow, 2 for 2. Excellent. I look up and see Latios within the power center. The rings continue to steal energy from him. If this kept happening, Latios might not make it. Latios, we're here! Latios opened his eyes and saw both Latias and I. He looked very happy to see us. Mike, Latias, you finally made it! Oh. Latios looked like he couldn't take much more. I started to grow scared. Mike, Latias, over here! I look to my right and see Lorenzo and Bianca still trapped in the web. I walk over to them to see that the web looked very sticky. This would be almost impossible to get off using my hands alone. Glad you can make it, son. Now, could you please cut us free? Yes. Wait, cut! I still have my dagger. I can cut you free with it. As I started to cut them free, Lorenzo's eyes opened with shock. Where on earth did you get that? I found it on the beach. I'm just as surprised to have it as you are. Cutting them free with the dagger was incredibly easy. In only about 2 minutes, I cut the web in half. Lorenzo and Bianca could move once more. They both now had the strength to pull the web off of them. I helped them with it, and soon they were free. Now only Latios needs saving. I look up at Latios in the power center. His face read that he was in even more pain. Latios was levitating right beside him. She looked very frightened and concerned at the same time. She just sat there, wishing that there was something that could be done to save her brother from the power center. Oh, brother. I remember in the movie that Latios does get free from the power center, but I just didn't know how. I decided to call to Latios. Latios, don't be scared. We will find a way to free your brother. You'll never free him, little rat. Never. You know, that rat thing is really getting old. I don't care. Latios, you'll never free Latios from this power center. I have all of his power. Latios' frightened look grew even more frightened. She looked at her brother again, and suddenly her look changed. She grew an angry sort of look, and then started to bash the power center with her head. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Latios is never angry with anyone or anything. Seeing her with this face made me feel totally shocked. Latios bashed the center 3 times, and it seemed like it wasn't working very well. On the 4th time, however, there was a big bang, and the power center started to fall apart. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Stop! The ring suddenly stopped moving and dropped to the ground. Latios was lowered slowly to the ground, and the power source stopped stealing his only energy. At last, Latios was free. There was another big bang that sounded like it came from the control center. I look over to see what has happened. The sudden power shortage caused a backfire in the control center, stunning Oakley badly. Latios looks at her brother with another concerned look. Latios is on the ground lying down with his eyes closed and motionless. Latios' eyes fill up with tears as she thinks that it was too late. Brother? Brother, are you okay? Latios looks up at his sister and opens his eyes. It seems as if he is slowly regaining the energy he lost. Yes, sister, I am now. Latios' sad face is now replaced with a happy one. She still continues to cry, but now the tears are from joy. She rubs her head up against Latios' gently and kisses his face. Oh, brother, I'm so happy you're all right. He is at last. I'm so happy. But where's the soldo? It's up on the pedestal. I look up at the stand that is holding the soldo. I did see it, but its appearance scared me. Because of it being out of the water for too long and having its power be used, the soldo is now a disturbed black color. I remember seeing the soldo like this in the movie, and if it is touched by anyone, it will break. I really hoped it wouldn't break. If it does, then it might be the end for Latios. Annie, who is no longer paralyzed, walks over to Oakley to see if she was okay. What the heck is wrong with me? Sorry, I got into a moment. Annie, who is no longer paralyzed, walks over to Oakley to see if she is okay. Oakley, still stunned, is holding her head. Are you alright, Oakley? No! The rat ruined everything! Ugh! I can't believe it! Don't worry, we still have the precious gem. Annie then heads over to the disturbed soldo. She attempts to balance on the beam and walk over to it. She notices that the soldo is an abnormal color. Whoa, look at the jewel. It's all weird and blackish. We all look up to see Annie trying to take the soldo out of the stand. And Lorenzo yells up to Annie, "Don't touch that!" Oh god. I tried as fast as I possibly could to think of a way to stop her from touching it. If she did, then the solder would break. I did the first thing that came to my mind. I took off my right shoe and started to aim at Annie. I threw the shoe with all my might. As it flew in the air, I prayed with all my might it would hit. It missed. Annie saw the shoe and dodged it. However, as she dodged it, she lost her balance. She tried to stay on the beam but couldn't. She fell off and hit the ground, and the solder remained untouched. I felt so happy all of a sudden. It's like I prevented that huge wave from coming. Yes! I stopped the solder from breaking. The wave is not going to come, and that means Latios is not going to die. Yeah! Everyone stared at me when I said that, including Latias and Latios. I suddenly felt embarrassed, and also like a big jerk. But this is the truth. Latios really isn't going to die. He is saved, all thanks to a last-minute shoe-throwing plan. Annie, who is still holding her leg in pain from the fall, called out to me. "Hey, why'd you do that? All I wanted was to take the jewel. It was the only thing I really wanted to come here for." I walk over to her. "Well, your little jewel obsession almost caused the solder to break. Do you know what would happen if it did?" I cut her off before she could say anything. "That would make a huge tsunami come crashing towards the city. That's what would happen." Bianca's eyes grew with shock when I said that. Lorenzo gave a look as if he was thinking how bad the wave was. Also, Latios and Latias both looked concerned. "Now, what would happen if the wave came? It's either let the city and the townspeople perish, or have Latios sacrifice himself to save the city. Now, which to you sounds better?" Both Latias looked at each other with scared faces. They probably knew that a sacrifice would be made if it happened too. Well, I give her a rude glare. Is she really going to answer that question? Well, why let the people here get destroyed? I have nothing against them. We just came here to capture Latios and Latias. Besides, isn't Latios a guardian of this place anyway? He shouldn't have to deal with that wave. I couldn't believe what I just heard. I grew furious at Annie. Well, it wouldn't have come to that if you never tried to capture him in the first place. Latios guards this island day and night to try to keep it safe and peaceful, and he's done that for many years. Do you think that he should be punished for keeping these people happy? Well, no, but what? Why do you even care for them this much? They never did anything for you, have they? That is not the point. I care about them because I know that they do not deserve cruel treatment. Latios and Latias deserve to be happy and healthy. You and your idiot friend tried to ruin this for them. You should be ashamed. Oh. Well now. I see now what should be done. Latios shouldn't have to lose his life. I take my dagger out and hold it close to Annie's face. But you should. You deserve this for your attempt to kill Latios. Latias saw what I was doing and going to do and immediately came over to me. "Mike, no! Don't do that! I can't bear to see any of that!" "What? Latias, what do you mean? After all they did to harm both you and your brother, this must be done." "Please don't do it. I know that they did all that stuff to us, but it's just not right. They are living beings like you and me. I feel like that no human, good or bad, deserves to get hurt." I stare at her for a moment. Her face was very concerned about this. She's right, too. Just because the thieves did these horrible things doesn't mean that it should be done back at them. Latias and Latios have done and taught me the right things to do in life, and this isn't one of them. "Please don't do it, Mike." I take away the dagger away from Annie's face and put it in my pocket. I sat down on the ground next to Latias and sighed. My shoe was next to me too, so I figured I'd put that back on. "Oh, thank you, Mike. I know it wouldn't be right, and you should too." "Huh? What is that Latias saying?" "She just saved your life is what she did. She told me not to harm you, and that's what I'm going to do." "But why?" "Because she knows that taking someone's life away isn't a solution to anything. Even though I think you deserve to be punished, Latias does not. She treats all humans the same, no matter what they do or who they are. You're a very lucky person. If I were you, I'd be thanking Latias for saving you. For once, Annie didn't respond. I got up and just left her there with her possibly broken leg. It's not as cruel as what I was going to do to her, I think. I walked over, with Latias still following me, to Lorenzo, Bianca, and Latios. Latios still remains on the ground in front of Bianca and Lorenzo. I know that Latios must still have low energy if he isn't levitating. The guardians of Alto Mare always know what is best to be done. Yes, that is the truth. So Latias really did tell you not to harm the thief? Yes, she did. I'm glad she did. My rage went out of control like Oakley's obsession with power. I almost turned just as bad as the crooks, but at least I didn't. And it's all thanks to you, Latias. Latias smiled when I said that. I did too. Mike, isn't what you said about the wave just now similar to what you told us last night? Yes, it is. If the Soldu broke, then a giant wave would come. Speaking of the Soldu, what is it? Is it still that dreadful black color? We all looked up to see that the Soldu's color remained black. It appears so, and there's nothing that can be done about it, it seems. Oh, there's gotta be a way to change it back. What if it went back in its stand? Would the water that surrounds it change it back? I wouldn't know, to be truthful. But even if it did, how will we get it back there without touching it? Oh, I hope there is a way. I don't want any giant waves to come towards the city. Please don't worry, Latios. That won't happen. I promise. I made it this far. I won't give up now. After about 5 minutes of pacing the museum floor, I thought of a plan. However, it was incredibly risky. I didn't think that the Latias would let me do it. I decided to go with it anyway. There was nothing else on my mind besides the thought of giant waves. The DMA. That's how we can fix it. What? The DMA? Are you saying that we should use the DMA? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I have some ideas that could work. I don't think that's a good idea, Mike. Besides, I can't even levitate because of the energy loss. I'm not put up for that. The legend says that it is possible to use either guardian of Alto Mare. You don't have to use your energy at all. What? We are not using my sister to power the DMA! Latios' cries were very loud. It made Lorenzo and Bianca jump back a step. What? Use me to power? Oh, I can't! I won't! I'm too scared to! Latias, you two have to trust me with this. I don't want to use Latias to power it as much as you do, but we have no choice. I'm absolutely not taking the risk of Latios getting even more injured than he is now. Latias, please, do it for the fate of the island. For the fate of your brother. Latias gave a look that looked like she was straining. She was scared. I knew it. I was too. I had no idea whether she was trying to fight her fear of energy drain or to go against the fact that the Soldu may break if I did this. Either way, whether we do it or not, the Soldu is in danger. What have we got to lose? Okay, I'll do it. What? Sis, what are you doing? Mike has helped us this far because we trusted him then. I trust him now. I know that he's going to help us again. Yes, you were right, sis. He did help us. I trust you, Mike. Use the DMA, but not too much. Soldu doesn't look like he can handle much more. Alright, it is settled then. I will go to the control center and use the DMA. Just be careful, Mike. That is a very delicate mechanism. Please do your best on whatever you need to do with it. I will. Latias looks at me, and I look back at her. Are you ready, Latias? I'm very scared, but yes, I am. Alright, Latias, please step into the middle of the rings. With a very frightened look, Latias does as instructed and sits in the center of the circle on the ground. I walked over to the control center to find Oakley, who was still in it and stunned. I need you to leave. Now. I can't. I can't do that right now, rat. I can't even tell which way's up. Too bad. You're getting out right now. I grab her and throw her out of the center. She lands on the floor next to Annie. Why, you little... Oh, my head. I felt myself sweat when I sat down in the control center. I had only little knowledge on how to work this thing, and that was only from watching the movie. This is real now. I am the one working it now. This is no game either. If I mess up, this will be very bad. I cannot and will not mess up. There was a button on the side of the control center that read on. I pushed it to operate it. I could feel it start up. As it did, I grew even more nervous. At this time, the rings had surrounded Latias and begun taking part of her energy. Latios, Bianca, and Lorenzo all watch in fright. To be honest, I have no idea which one of us is scared the most. Everything was all ready to be used. I figured if I couldn't bring the soldier to the well's water, then I would bring the well's water to the soldier. The only problem is how to do that. I decided to move my hands like the waves and chant. I prayed as I did that this would work. Oh, the Soldu's well. Oh, the water in the Soldu's never mind. Oh, the Soldu's well. Your water is what keeps the Soldu alive. We need your water to bring the Soldu back to its original state. Please, water from the well, come to me and surround the Soldu with your life-giving energy. At first, nothing was happening. There was no water coming from any part of the museum. Everyone kept looking as if it were to happen. Oh my, does Mike really know what he's doing? If not, I'm sure he's trying his... Look at that! Lorenzo points over to the museum entrance. Everyone looks over to see a large flying stream of water come through the entrance and over to the Soldu. Well, I'll be. That is truly amazing. Yes! It worked! The water came! Now I just hope that the water really does change the color to the Soldu back to blue. The water covered and surrounded the Soldu. It looked like the Soldu was now in a watery bubble. Everyone at this point stares at the Soldu, hoping to see that it was glowing blue color again. After minutes of the water surrounding the Soldu, it still remained its disturbed black color. The hopes of all of us were just about gone when a sudden light, smashing-like sound came from the Soldu. The smashing sound of the jewel sounded like a lot like the movie when Annie touched it. More spelling errors. Yay. My word! Oh no. Ah! Oh no! No, it can't be! As the light died down, there was a better view of what happened. The Soldu still remains, and its color was glowing blue once more. Everyone cheered to this wonderful sight. Yes! It worked! The Soldu was back to its original state! You did it, Mike! I knew you would! Now to put the water back where it belongs. O water of the well, thank you for bringing the Soldu back to its wonderful blue color. You may go back to the well where you belong. The water suddenly stopped surrounding the Soldu and streamed back towards the well. I was so happy that my plan worked. Latios started to talk with me. At this point, he was levitating, which probably meant that he was feeling a lot better. Well done, Mike. The Soldu is saved, thanks to you. Anything for you and your sister, Latios. Mike, can I come out of here now? No, sorry, Latias, I can't do that yet. Huh? Why not? First, I need to fix all the mayhem that Oakley caused. That is right. Oakley made the metal poles appear and summon Aerodactyl and Kabutops, who I bet are still running amok throughout the city. Yes, that is exactly what needs to be done. I will let you out as soon as I do that, Latias, I promise. Okay. Latios goes over to Latias and levitates beside her. Don't worry, sister. I'll be right here beside you. Okay, brother. I went on with my plans. I figured I could fix the mayhem by doing the same thing with the water, just without the wave gestures. Oh, Kabutops, oh, Aerodactyl, you two have had enough. Please listen to me as I request a favor. It is time for both of you to come back to the museum. It is time for you to be put back to rest. Far away on the island were Kabutops and Aerodactyl. Both of them heard my chant as if I was standing right next to them. They stopped whatever they were doing and immediately headed for the museum. They both went into the museum and started to glow bright white. Their bodies were turned into the fossils, and they lay on the museum floor once again. Wow, I cannot believe how easy it is to use this. But now's not the time for that. There's still one more thing to do. Please be rid of the metal gates blocking the city's alleyways. These do not belong here. Clear the alleys so that the people can walk freely again. This chant worked just as well as the last two. Using the DMA's power, I saw that the alleyways were cleared in only 10 seconds flat. Yes! It worked! I can't believe it, but it worked! Now is the time to turn the mechanism off, Mike. Oh, yes, please. I really want to go. I paused for a moment, thinking to myself, and then replied, No, not yet. What? But you said you would. Please turn it off. Oh, please. Oh, please. There's still one more thing left to take care of. What's that? Instead of replying to Latios, I began to chant. These thieves and their Pokemon are a threat to the island and its guardians. Have a cage that can only be opened from the outside cover them. They deserve to be trapped for what they've done. Suddenly, 4 cage-like walls sprung out from the ground and surrounded Annie, Oakley, Espeon, and Ariados. The 4 walls came together to form a box. A 5th wall was formed on the top of the box, creating a ceiling. The thieves were now trapped and could not escape. What made this even worse for them is that they both finally recovered from their injuries. Ugh, I cannot believe you did this to us. You ruined my plans and now imprisoned me. Maybe you should have given up back at the canal. Ugh, don't mock me! Okay, Latias and Latios, I'm done. Now to get you out of here, Latias. Oh, great DMA, I'm done with your powers. Please release Latias and the Soul Dew and turn off completely. I thank you for using your abilities. The rings surround Latias, bring her slowly to the ground. The rings become the circle engravings in the museum again. Latias was free of the power source, and it seems as if she never lost any energy. The stand that held the Soul Dew was slowly lowered down to the ground, to become reachable from the museum floor. The Soul Dew was then unblocked from the stand. Lastly, the control center lowered to the ground and opened up. I got out feeling not only proud, but very happy too. It worked! Can you guys believe it? Excellent work, son. Alto Mare, its guardians, and its treasure are all saved. And it's thanks to you. Well, hey, it's the least I could do for Latias and Latios. Thank you, Mike. I'm very glad now that I trusted you from the start. I thought at first you were just a friend of my... my bad, I'm reading the wrong type of dialogue. That's Latios' line. What is wrong with me today? Let's restart. Thank you, Mike. I'm very glad that I trusted you from the start. I thought at first you were just a friend of my sister's, but I had never expected you to save us all. It's the least I could do after what Latias did to save me. Yes, I saved you from the canal, and now you saved us. Now this makes us even, Latias. Now all that is left to do is put the Soul Dew back where it belongs. Yes. Hey, but what about the thieves? That cage, they're in only open from the outside. They can't get out no matter how hard they try. You think you're such a big hero, don't you? Well, you're still just an annoying little rat. I walk over to the cage. Well, it seems like the little rat wins. Lorenzo takes the Soul Dew and walks towards the museum entrance. The others and I follow him out of the doorways. The sky shined brightly with the midnight stars, although I know at this time it was well past midnight. Oh, at last. The crisis has finally ended. Thank you again, Mike. This means so much to me. Me too. I smile at them once more. We all then slowly walk back to the secret garden. The garden seems so much more peaceful now. I bet the fear of the thieves made it seem less peaceful. They brought so much chaos here, but now that they're gone, there's nothing to worry about. We all walked to the well as soon as we got through the garden entrance. We then all surrounded the well as Lorenzo went to put the Soul Dew back. Right before he put it in, he stopped. He took the Soul Dew out of the well and tried to hand it to me. Here, Mike, you put it in. Thanks, I will. I went to put the Soul Dew back in the well, but when I did, I hesitated. I felt as if I needed to talk to it again. I promised you that I would not let anything happen to you and your children, and I kept that promise. Now you're safe once more. I put the Soul Dew back in the stand. The sound of running water once again filled my ears. I guess now everything really is back to normal. I wanted to stare at the Soul Dew's beautiful original color, but I was exhausted. I bet the Latias were too. Okay, I'm ready for a nice long peaceful rest. Who else is? Me! I definitely need a rest after tonight. Lorenzo and Bianca did not say anything. Instead, they watched me communicate with Latias and Latios. Well, now at least you don't have anything to worry about anymore. Nope. I'll see you two tomorrow then? Oh, yes, you will. We'll be up early, though. Oh, but don't you want to sleep in? We still have to watch over the city, you know, even if there's not a crisis happening. Ah, that's right. That's why they call you the Guardians of Alto Mare. Yep, that's why. Ready for bed, brother? Yes, I am, sis. Good night, you two. Good night, Latios. Good night, Latias. Good night, Latias and Latios. Good night, everyone. Both Latias and Latios flew off towards the big tree for a nice, peaceful rest. And it was time for us to head to bed, too. Lorenzo, no need to ask, son. You're more than welcome to stay at my house. Thanks. No problem at all. I felt as if I was a part of the family now. I don't even have to ask for permission to stay at Lorenzo's house anymore. It felt nice to be a part of his family. I even have my own bedroom now. He's a very nice man. I knew that when we first met at that street. Besides that, I know I won't be having a single nightmare tonight. There's nothing to be afraid about now, except for maybe the fact that I'm still stuck in the past. I still don't have a clue how I'm going to get back to my own time. But I really didn't care. Latios and Latias are safe, and that matters to me right now. I could feel the sun peek in my window the next morning. It was very bright, which meant I probably couldn't fall back asleep even if I tried. I wanted to wake up anyway. Now that the crisis is over, I could explore Alto Mare and play with the Latias in peace. I walked downstairs to find Lorenzo sitting at the kitchen table and reading his morning newspaper. He heard me come downstairs and lower his paper to see who it was. Ah, good morning, son. I see you woke up late, too. Yeah, last night was the longest I stayed up before. I'm not surprised that I slept in. All the way to 10 in the morning, too. I just woke up a half hour ago. Huh? It's only 10 a.m. I thought you said it was... when you said late, you meant like 12 or 2. No. Since I'm so used to waking up at dawn each morning, 10 o'clock is a late time for me. Ah, I see. I'm used to waking up around 9 every morning. It's a lot different here than it is at your home. Ooh, I better not bring up the going back to his own time situation. I don't want to stress him out. Yes, it is. Well, Lorenzo, I'm going to first stroll around the city. At least this time it should be peaceful. That's funny. Bianca went for a stroll around the city too as soon as she woke up. She probably wanted to check on Latios and Latias. Or at least find them. See you soon. Bye. Enjoy your time. As I walked out of Lorenzo's house and down the road, I had no idea of what to do. Well, I had one idea, but I knew it couldn't be done. That ice cream I had 2 days ago was the best I've ever had. I wanted another one, but I still had no money. I was a hero of Alto Mare, Lorenzo and Latios say. Does that mean I get a discount? Well, I guess it wouldn't matter anyway. The townspeople all act as if nothing happened last night. To them, it was just another night of sleep. To me, it was a devastating rescue. So I guess I'm secretly a hero. I'm only important to those who are involved with the crisis. So what did I do instead of eating ice cream? I did something different for a change. I remembered during the first sightseeing moment that I saw all the wonderful fish Pokemon in the canal. There were so many of them all together. I wanted to look at them again, without the use of sightseeing, of course. So I walked to the nearest canal and looked in the water. The saying of watching fish is true. It really does calm you down. I sat there for about an hour, staring at all the Magikarp, Goldeen, Feebas, and Finian. It was nice, too, but I wanted to explore the city some more. Even though I basically saw almost all of it, I guess I could be like Latias and Latios and watch the city. Although, now that I think about it, that isn't as easy as it seems. I can't fly like they can, so I wouldn't cover a lot of ground. Instead, I walked back to Lorenzo's house. I wanted to see what he was up to. I didn't have to use any random road tactics this time. For once, I actually knew where I was going. I go to Lorenzo's workshop to find him working on a boat. Oh, hello again, Mike. Back so soon? So soon? I was gone for about an hour. I just saw you walk by a minute ago. You were on your way to the town square, it looked like. I gave him a puzzled look. I had no idea what he was talking about. Don't you remember? I said hello to you and waved at you, and then you waved back to me and walked away. I don't remember doing that. When I left your house the first time, I went down to watch the fish Pokemon in the canal. I could have sworn I just saw you. When you walked by, you just waved at me. You did not speak to me, though. What Lorenzo just said made the whole thing clear now. We both looked at each other and realized, Latias. So was Latias all along. Why'd she suddenly start disguising herself as me? I don't know, son. And now that I think about it, she just fooled me. That is one clever creature. I agree with that. So, son, what are you planning on doing now? I'm not sure. I wanted to get an ice cream, but I have no money left on me. Oh, here, I have some spare money I can give you. Oh, really? Wow. Thanks. Thanks very much. No problem. Now have a good time. Oop, my bad. I walked off towards the town square. At least I can have another one of those delicious ice creams. I deserve one, I think. But even if I didn't, I'd get one anyway. Those things are just that good. Ready? I got the same thing as last time. Vanilla ice cream with fudge on top. Yum. I sat down on the bench in front of the parlor and started to rapidly eat my ice cream. As I was eating, I thought I heard a voice. My bad, I just wanted to see if it was still running. Having a good time, Mike? I looked around to see where it came from. Huh? Hey, look up. You should be able to see me. I did look up and saw a faint figure. I squinted to get a better look. It was Latios, and it seemed like he wanted to chat. I decided just to think to communicate because he could read minds. It would be better that way anyway. If I talked out loud, then others might stare at me. Hey, I see you now, Latios. How are you today? I'm very good, thanks. Especially now that the crisis has ended. After that rest I had last night, I feel great. Do you have all of your energy back? Yes. It feels like I never went into the DMA in the first place. I can't thank you enough for what you did. I know that if a big wave like the one you mentioned ever did come when I was injured like that, I would not have enough energy left to continue my life after I stopped it. My sister would be devastated to see me gone like that. You can't imagine how scared I would be to lose my life. If that were to happen, then I wouldn't be able to comfort my sister again. I hope you understand why I'm so thankful. I do now. I know you deserve to be alive and well. That's why I wanted to come here in the first place. I wanted to stop the crisis and prevent any harm to you or Latias. Well, Mike, you succeed. Everything is back to normal. And I have a feeling that it will remain this way for many years to come. I think that too. I hope that I don't upset you for asking this, but have you found a way to get back to your own time? No, I didn't. I still don't even know how I got here to begin with. If I did, then finding out would be a lot easier. Oh, well, feel free to stay here at Alto Mare whenever you want. You can even stay at our garden home if you wish. Even the beach in the back? Oh yes, of course. You have my word. Stay on any part of the island whenever you want. Well, thanks. You know what? As I'm done with my ice cream, I think I will go to that beach. It's so peaceful there. Alright. Do you need any help getting to our garden? Nope, I'm good. I finally know where I'm going around here. What are you gonna do? I might go back to the garden after I'm done looking around the area. I'll see you there when I'm done. Okay then. Bye, Latios. Latios turned around and flew off, still invisible to others. I started to make my way towards the garden again. It felt a lot less stressful now that I know how to get there. On the way, though, I saw another person walking in the alleyway. I had no idea that anyone besides Lorenzo and Bianca came through here. I decided to catch up with the person. I ran up to that person, and he turned around from hearing my footsteps. What I saw shocked me. I was looking at myself. It was another me standing right there. Well, I obviously knew it was Latias in disguise, but it was still weird to look at her disguised as me. we both just stared at each other. The more I did, the weirder it felt. This is a little awkward. Hi, Mike. Like my disguise? You're me. I thought you would like disguising yourself as Bianca. I do, but I wanted to see how much fun it would be disguised as you for a change. It seems like you did a good job. You fooled Lorenzo into thinking you were me. I did? Oh, I wasn't trying to. Did you fool Bianca too? Nope, she saw me disguise myself into you. Oh, speaking of Bianca, isn't that her coming this way? I point down the alleyway. It was definitely Bianca too. Hey, I have an idea. See if she thinks I'm you in disguise. Hmm? Yeah, you hide, and I'll walk up to her and be speechless. Oh, I want to see if she does it. Isn't that a little rude? No, I don't think so. It's just a little joke. Come on, Latias, will you do it? Okay, I'll hide in the alley over here. Awesome. Oh, this will be so too funny if it works. I tried to act like Latias the best I could. I folded my arms behind my back just like she does when she's in disguise. I walked up to Bianca while speechless. Bianca looks at me for a moment. Oh, hi, Latias. Having fun in your new disguise? I smiled. I can't believe this was working. I tried my best not to laugh, though. It's funny to see you like this. Usually it turned into me. So you're heading back to the garden, too? I nod at her, and then smile at her again. Ah, okay, we can go there together if you want. I nod again, and then started to circle Bianca for fun. I think this is how Latias behaves. You're so silly, Latias. Thank you. Whoops, I just blew it. Latias can't speak English, and then I just spoke. So much for that. Huh? What? Mike, what are you doing? Pretending to be Latias. I thought you were really Latias. Why'd you trick me? I was just playing a little joke. Sorry. Yeah, Latias said it was rude too. Speaking of Latias, have you seen her? Yeah, she's right over there. I point to the alley. Latias comes out, still disguised as me. She then walks up to Bianca. Hi, Latias. Wow, you two look like twins standing next to each other like that. Except there's one thing that seems different, but I can't quite figure out what it is. Latias and I both look at each other. We too tried to guess the difference between us. Everything looked exactly the same. There was, however, one difference that I just figured out. I know what it is. Latias didn't disguise my poker speak amulet. Bianca now sees the difference. Oh yeah, now I see it. That's pretty funny. So are we heading to the garden then? Yeah, let's go. But first, Latias, could you undisguise yourself, please? It's not that I don't like it, it's just hard for Bianca to tell who to. Okay. Latias then turns back into a regular form. After, the three of us walked over to the secret garden. Okay, I've been dying to go to the beach again. I'm heading over there. See you soon. Alright, please be back before dusk, okay? I promise. I headed to the back of the garden. I knew exactly where the hole in the hedge was, so I didn't have trouble getting to the beach. I finally could relax and watch the waves wash up against the shore. The sun shone brightly along the water, and it was making the water sparkle. I couldn't be any more relaxed if I tried. I sat there, and in no time, an hour flew by. I clanked my feet together as I sat. I was just in that kind of mood, I guess. I looked down at my feet while clanking them. As I look at my feet, I noticed a weird bubble come out of my leg. This scared me and put me in shock. The bubble did not hurt me, however. I then thought it was nothing, until another bubble came out of my other leg. I had no idea why this was happening. It scared me deeply. I just sat there thinking what was going on. After another bubble came out of my chest, I had enough. Something was going on with me, and the Latis needed to know what it was. I got up and ran as fast as I could towards the front of the garden. I was pretty relieved to see that everyone, including Lorenzo, was at the garden front. I was talking. As I was walking, I saw that there were even more bubbles coming out of me. Latias! Latios! Bianca! Lorenzo over here! Everyone looked over to me. They saw the bubbles and grew as frightened as I was. Oh my gosh! What's happening to Mike? I walk up to them and stop. There were strange bubbles coming out of me. What's going on with me? I don't know, son. I've never seen anything like that before. Oh my! Do the bubbles hurt? No, they don't. But something is happening to me, and I don't know what. I think now's the time to think of a plan before anything does happen to you. Time. Him saying that word made me think of what could be happening. These, these bubbles. Could they have anything to do with me going back to my own time? I had to talk to everyone, just to see if they thought the same thing. Is this the time I go back to the future? Go back to the future? Now? Those bubbles cause you to return? Mike, hold your amulet near me for a second. I did as instructed and put the amulet near Latios' mouth. Now that Mike mentions it, these bubbles do have something to do with that. It does? Yes. Those bubbles are time bubbles. They are a sign that it is time for you to go back where you belong. Are you sure? How do you know? Well, some days on my free time I do go to the museum to look at some stories it contains. This happens to be one of the stories I read. I'm very sorry, Mike, but now is the time that you return to the future. I couldn't believe it. Now? Why now? I wasn't ready yet. Still wanted to explore and spend some time here at Alto Mare. But I guess I have no choice. I can't stop these bubbles that are coming out of me, and all they do is come out greater. I can't believe you have to go. After all the good times we had together, too. I want to have more of them with you. Latias' eyes fill up with tears as she starts to cry. I don't want him to go back home either as much as you do, sis. But we don't have a choice. He must go. We all knew the moment of him returning to his home would happen. I just didn't know that it would be so unexpected. Me neither. I still can't believe we have to say goodbye. Well, at least I'm going now instead of during the crisis. I'd rather have to go now than before, even though it still hurts to leave Alto Mare. Yes, that is very true. Before you go, I would like to say thank you one last time. Thank you, Mike. You're welcome, Latios. At this time, the bubbles were coming out of me badly. I figured I only had about a minute or so before my time would come. Latias, please come over here. She comes over to me and looks at me with her tear-filled eyes. I stroke her head gently. Don't worry about me, Latias. I'll be fine. She manages to give a weak smile to me. I take a step back. I started to feel funny all over. Feeling this way made me know for a fact that now is the time to head back. I wish it wasn't, but I want to thank all of you for treating me like I belong here at Alto Mare. Especially you, Lorenzo. You invited me to your house on the first day we met. Thank you. Thanks, son. You make me feel good by saying that. Bianca, you and your grandfather take excellent care of Latias and Latios. I know you both will. Yes, I will. Latias, Latios, I'll miss you the most. You two are my favorite Pokemon. We'll miss you too, Mike. Farewell. Goodbye, Mike. Goodbye. At this point, I was blinded by the bubbles. I couldn't tell what was going on anymore. All of a sudden, instead of seeing bubbles, I saw darkness. The darkness felt just like it did when I went back in time. Oh, Mike, why did you have to go? Latias goes over to Latios and puts her head up against his neck and begins to cry. I'm just as upset as you are, sis. It's okay. I got you. Bianca starts to cry as well. Lorenzo doesn't cry, but he feels just as bad as everyone else. Take care, son. I will never forget you. I feel myself wake up again. I felt like I went to sleep for a long time. It was weird. I opened my eyes to see that I'm deep in some grass. I get up and look around to see that I was in a field. I got on my feet to get a better look around. I knew exactly where I was. I was at Great Brook Farms. I'm back. I'm back in my own town. Does that mean I'm also back in my own time? If I am, then that means that Latias and Latios are waiting for me at my house. Oh, I totally forgot about that. I guess I got all worked up back there for nothing. I guess I was just caught up in the moment, that's all. Oh wait, now's not the time to be talking to myself. I gotta resume my duties of being the leader of the LSRT. I'm coming home, everyone. I bolted to my house as fast as I could. I wanted to be home very badly all of a sudden. Probably because I wanted to see my buddies. After about 10 minutes of running, I made it to my house. I immediately walked in the front door. Latias! Latios! I'm home! I didn't hear any response from either of them. They must be in my room. I'll look up there. I walked up to my room. When I went inside, though, I didn't see either of them. This was weird. That's odd. I thought they told me they would be here in my room waiting for me when I come back home. I started to look around my room for a moment. What I saw on my dresser gave me a shock. I kept a picture of Latias, Latios, and myself on the dresser. But when I looked at it, it wasn't a picture of that at all. Instead, the picture showed all three legendary birds, Latias and Latias. What the? I don't remember putting a picture like that here. On my table in the room, I saw 5 Pokeballs. Huh? What are these Pokeballs doing in my room? I don't use them. I wonder how they got here. I took one of the Pokeballs and started to play with it. I tossed it in the air for fun. As it went in the air, it suddenly opened up. This startled me greatly. It appeared that it was Zapdos that came out of the Pokeball. I sat there and stared at him. I had no idea what was going on. What the? Zapdos looked at me for a moment. I thought he would be thanking me for letting him out, but instead he acted differently. Hey Mike, do you need anything? Zapdos, what are you doing in your Pokeball? Waiting for you to send me out. Haha, very funny. Now tell me for real this time. What are you doing in your Pokeball? Did that walk through the park go to your head, Mike? You captured me a long time ago, and here I am, still with you today. Okay then. Where are the other members? The other what? Please, I don't want any of this nonsense right now. Just tell me where the other members of the LSRT are. Sorry, Mike. I have no idea what you're talking about. But if you're looking for your other Pokemon, they're right there. Zapdos points his wing over to the other Pokeballs on the table. Sheesh! I hope nothing happened to you during your walk earlier today. I mean, you're acting very strange. You too. I picked up the Pokeballs and examined them. I noticed that Moltres, Articuno, Linoon, and Pidgeot were inside them. Something wasn't right. How did they end up back in their Pokeballs? Did something happen while I was on my walk? Okay, Zapdos, this isn't right. All of you shouldn't be in your Pokeballs. I could have sworn to put these things away. You guys should be free and not in Pokeballs, just like the other LSRT members. What is this LSRT thing? The LSRT, Zapdos, the team that helps legends from being caught. Why are you being as stubborn as Moltres? I'm sorry, Mike. I never heard of it. I really mean it. Zapdos gives me a serious look, and I give him an angry look back at him. Fine then. I'll just let one of the other LSRT members tell you what team you're a part of. Next to the Pokeball was my Pokenav. This has all the information on all the members of the LSRT. I can also use my Pokenav to call their Pokenav. I scrolled down the list of names I had, but something appeared to be very wrong. Absolutely none of the members were on the list. What the? Where the heck is all my member information? Everything was totally off. The Latis weren't here. The picture has changed. The legendary birds Linoon and Pidgeot are in their Pokeballs. Zapdos doesn't know anything about the LSRT, and my Pokenav member log was totally empty. I sat there completely puzzled. After thinking to myself for a moment, I realized the bad that was happening. Oh my god. I think I changed the future. And that is where it concludes. Is life saved? Or is it not? You be the judge. Until you read the next part. I hope you enjoyed this 1 hour 20-minute part again. And I hope you continue to read it on. Once again, I apologize for me mixing up Annie and Oakley's names 3 times. And me falsely reading a Latios line in a Lorenzo voice. I'm off my marker today. But don't worry, the next part will not have any errors. I hope. And if it's a word misspelled or something, that doesn't count. Okay, maybe it does, but it doesn't bother me. Anyway, once again, thank you for reading along, and I hope you care to see the next part. This is Mr. Jump signing out. Thank you once again.